Dragons Rising. From the moment the merge happened, it felt like Ninjago had entered its biggest story ever. When the realms merged, the future of Ninjago became bigger than ever before, but eventually, every story has to reach its ending, and if Dragons Rising is really ending around Dragons Rising Season 5, or potentially later, then there's one big question: how should Dragons Rising end? Because when you look at everything the series has been setting up, there are actually a few things that need to happen before the story can truly be finished. And it all starts with the mystery that's been hiding in the shadows since the beginning, Lord Ras. For most of Dragons Rising, Ras has felt like the main villain. He captured dragons, manipulated people, and is planning to reverse the merge. But the deeper the story goes, the more obvious it becomes that Ras isn't the true final villain. He has a master. If Dragons Rising wants a final worthy of everything it has built up, then the final battle can't just be against Lord Ras. It has to be against the master behind him, the one pulling the strings all along, the one responsible for making Ras do all the things he has done up until now. And that's why I think the final season should bring everyone together. Not just the current team, everyone. The elemental masters, the allies of the ninja they have made throughout Dragons Rising, the warriors from across the merged realms, maybe even characters we haven't seen in years. An endgame final battle where almost everyone from the Ninjago universe comes together for a big battle, because if the entire world is at risk, it shouldn't just be the ninja trying to save it, because defeating the villain is only half the problem. The merged lands are still unstable. Ever since the merge happened, the realms have been fused together into one massive unpredictable landscape. Entire civilizations have been forced to adapt, people have started building new lives, but everything is still at chaos, so the merge might get reversed, and Ninjago is back separated from all the realms, and everything should be back to normal. It could still be as dangerous as the first time the merge happened, cause it's the same event, just different outcomes. The lands might break apart, causing buildings to collapse, or even some people to be lost again. At the same time, keeping the realms merged isn't the perfect solution either. The merge has caused countless disasters. Mergequakes continue to threaten stability, and the merge world itself remains incredibly dangerous. If the merge actually reverses, it should be a more safe event, so that it could end in a good way, not like how Dragons Rising began. There's another mystery connected to all of this that fans don't fully understand: Riyu. Even as a baby dragon, Riyu has shown something completely different from other dragons: the ability to amplify elemental power. Something that normally shouldn't only be possible for ancient dragons, or even source dragons, and that alone already makes him feel important to the future of Dragons Rising. But what makes it even more suspicious is Lord Ras's obsession with him. From the very beginning, Ras has been constantly trying to capture Riyu, and it never really felt random. It feels like Ras knows something about Ryu's true potential, like he might be connected to something much bigger than we realize. And that's where one of the biggest theories in Dragons Rising comes in: the Source Dragon of Balance. It could be that during the merge, the original Source Dragon of Balance may have been destroyed or lost, and its essence was somehow reborn into Riyu. That would explain why he is so important, even when he was still small. Even official hints seems to support this idea, with Lego descriptions saying that Ryu's goal is to become the Source Dragon of Balance. And speaking of bigger focuses, there is also something much darker being teased in the background of the story. In Lloyd's vision from Season 1 Episode 10, we see something far more disturbing than just destruction. We see Grace of the Ninja, and a future where everything falls apart. A cycle of destruction that keeps repeating, even for Lloyd, who may one day outlive everyone because of his Oni and dragon heritage. It also shows something even bigger, that the Source Dragons themselves are not safe, meaning the final conflict of Dragons Rising might not just be about the merge, but about the stability of the entire universe itself. And that's exactly why I think the biggest reveal in Dragons Rising should happen near the end of the series. We should finally find out who Lord Ras Master is, not halfway through the story, not in some random side episodes, but close to the final, because that reveal connects everything together. And speaking of the past, there's one person we haven't seen in human form yet, Master Wu, because for all these mysteries Dragons Rising has introduced, one of the biggest mysteries came when Lord Ras has exposed the truth about the merge. According to Ras, Wu wasn't just trying to stop a disaster. His actions played a major role in causing the events that led to the merge itself. For years, Wu was the wise sensei of the ninja, the person who always seems to be one step ahead. But Dragons Rising changed that. For the first time, we're seeing the consequences of a secret that was simply too big to stay hidden, because technically, he's not dead. Ever since the merge, Wu has existed as a golden spirit, appearing throughout the story to guide the ninja from the shadows, and Season 3 gave us an even bigger clue when it was revealed that Wu never actually crossed over into the afterlife. His soul never truly moved on, which means his story isn't finished yet. I think the ending should finally resolve that. Maybe Wu helps the ninja to stabilize the realms. Maybe he provides the final piece of knowledge they've been missing. Maybe he makes one last sacrifice, and if that happens, it would perfectly symbolize what Dragons Rising has really been about. Because while the original ninja are still incredibly important, this area has focused heavily on a newer generation. Characters like Eren have become central to the story. Ninjago should still be more about the 6 original ninja, and the new ninja shouldn't replace them. Everyone grew up with them. Ninjago is already doing this perfectly. They give the most powerful abilities only to the 6 original ninja, like Dragonis form, but Dragons Rising is not the end. We've seen this before. Back in the earlier days, Season 2 was supposed to be the end. Then the story continued. Later, March of the Oni felt like a final. Then the story continued. Crystallized looked like the conclusion of another area. Then Dragons Rising arrived and changed everything. Ninjago has always evolved, and that's why I don't think Dragons Rising should end, but it shouldn't also move focus only to the new ninja. It should still be mainly about the original ninja, but still include the new ninja in a balanced way. Because even if Dragons Rising ends with Season 5, that doesn't mean Ninjago ends with it. In fact, there's a very good chance another series follows afterwards, because as we've learned time and time again throughout this franchise, an ending is really just a new beginning. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.